Hey everybody, it's Jacqueline here with my broker, Carrie, and I wanted to sit down with Carrie today and talk about the benefits of staging. So Carrie, you've been doing this for a while now. About how many years?
About 5 years. We have Design to Shine, which is a subsidiary of Caliber.
Yes, and so when you're doing a staging, like what benefits have you seen for your clients? Like when it comes to people that are on the fence, like what would you tell them are the real benefits of staging a property?
I think that the buyers, a couple of things are happening. 7% of your buyers are looking at the property online prior to coming to see it. And I think that staging really helps those photos to get people there. So I think it just increases your buyer traffic. I think removing personal items and maybe some dated furniture is definitely worth doing, in that you're increasing your buyer pool. I think that buyers, I think you're optimizing space, making it appear bigger. I think there's numbers of things happening, aesthetically, and then, for the buyer overall. I think also picturing what fits in the space is very helpful, versus I know there are some people who will just prefer to leave it vacant or leave it empty, and we believe in it. We do it regularly for our listings and otherwise, and I think it's worth the time and definitely the money as far as what your return on your investment is for.
Yeah, I think that was going to be my next question, is if you have a client that comes to you and says, why don't I just move everything out of here and just have it vacant, or versus bringing stuff in. I mean, your idea would be it gives the buyers the chance to see how the space looks with furniture. And
yeah, I mean, I think it, depending on what it is. I mean, I think most of the time, I think that's it's worth doing. I would say that your first time home buyer is probably needs it even more, in that, like, it's their first experience. They're trying to visualize what am I actually going to need to buy to put in the space.
Okay.
And it's helpful for them.
Is there a specific number or a stat that you have of like the increase that it can bring to a property's value with staging versus not staging?
So here's the beauty. I have a partner who does all my numbers, all my spreadsheets, all my things. So I know a paint color, a couch, and where the chairs should go. I have no idea the actual ROI on your staging. I think they say it's between like 10 to 15%, but I don't have numbers to back that up. I would say what you want is your property to go quickly and for the most money. And I would say that staging is really how you're going to get that. Okay. I mean, pricing, obviously.
Do you think that in a house, like let's say you have a 5-bedroom house, is it necessary to stage every single room?
No.
What are the top like 3 or 4 rooms that you definitely need a stage?
For sure, like your entry as you come in, your living spaces, usually the primary, the largest room as a bedroom, and then usually one room as an office. If there's other bedrooms, I don't necessarily think they need to be done. I think most of the time that's pretty, self-explanatory as far as space is concerned. Sometimes awkward or bigger, longer spaces, would probably be helpful to see all that you could fit into it, but most definitely living space primary.
So what about like the cost of staging, and who takes care of that cost? Does it depend? Is it the seller that takes care of that? Is it the agent? How much do these things cost typically?
We do it all kinds of different ways depending on what seller is interested in. Either seller can pay for it directly, pay through escrow. If agent is open to paying for it, that happens also. But in both scenarios, it can be paid, through escrow.
Okay.
It just depends on the square footage of the house, pricing, anywhere between, starting at about $2,000, depending on,
how big
again, square footage, depending on number of rooms and square footage.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down with me. Like I said, I just had a few questions. I knew you're the expert on this department.
Yes. And I think maybe some before and afters you can show could be helpful for people to just get a visual of
Definitely.
what it does for space.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody. Have a good one.